It's Thursday, Thursday Night Live. Just had to get a sip of water before we did our little intro song.
Mm-hmm.
Clear your throat, you know. It's just,
Throat coat.
Throat coat. Throat coat is a very nice. Is it tea? It's a tea, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to TNL. Getting some throat coat, singing our songs. And this is actually episode 12 of TNL. If this is your first time joining us, the purpose of TNL is for us to get together as a student ministry, to interact, to have fun, be lighthearted. And even though we're apart, we get to be together just during this time. So, TNL, episode 12. Do we have a sponsor this week?
We don't, but Jarek and I have some exciting news. So, comment what you think it might be, if it's a boy or a girl.
What do you think this has to do with anything?
We are
just a special way that we want to make this announcement.
Excited about a little bundle of joy.
Yeah,
coming into the student ministry.
That's right. That's exactly true.
So, yeah, we'll announce it next week.
Yeah, we'll announce it during TNL. We want you to have a chance to win prizes whenever you're watching with us. And last week, we actually gave a really big prize, but no one took our offer last week.
No one got it?
No one. We were actually offering family dinner.
Wow.
And the way you can win a family dinner while you're watching TNL, that you take a screenshot and you tag us at Providence SM with the hashtag PSM prizes, and you send that to the student ministry, you will have a chance to win dinner for your family. Like, man,
they have to
pizza.
Mail it in, right? You mail it P.O. Box 436.
No, we're not going to do the P.O. Box.
That's
where.
Is there an easier way to do it to make it accessible to people?
I think that's all we've been doing.
Just take a screenshot.
You know, if you want to just come by our houses and say, hey,
we
actually watched and we took a photo, I feel like that'd be great.
Yeah.
Other than that, we'll still do the tag us at Providence.
No, that's so easy, so accessible. You'd think there'd be millions of prize attempts.
You think there would be?
Yeah.
So we'll see. Hopefully people will take us up.
Hopefully.
So we did have one family win, like maybe 4 weeks ago. They actually got food from Salt and Lime, local restaurant. It's a Mexican restaurant, local restaurant here in Raleigh. It's really good.
Okay.
So they enjoyed it. Maybe your family will have a chance to enjoy it as well. So, special guest, the strongest individual south of the Mississippi. Strongest guest south of the Mississippi. Loves board games.
Loves board games. Hates card games.
Hates card games.
Little love-hate thing going on there. Yeah.
Used to be into Legos. Like, you walked in his office, there was Legos.
Several
everywhere.
Legos.
It was very impressive.
And platinum records. I think. Have you seen those?
No, but he leads us in worship every week.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce Mark Celoria!
Oh, Eagle!
He flew in.
I should have had a plan.
Hey, that's okay.
That's way.
We wanted you to do the work.
That's not quite Chris Farley right there.
You want to do Chris Farley?
I mean, you want to come back, go out, and come back in.
What's that?
Okay, let me try again.
Yeah, let's try it again. What's that one he's got? You know, the businessman.
I still don't have a plan.
The guy, the character where like he's like the public
This
speaker.
is all I got, right?
And he flew in again! Yes!
Oh my God.
How's your van down by the river?
I don't know, but maybe you can tell me about it when you're living in a van down by the river.
Okay.
We don't even know what we're talking about.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But the parents who were watching this.
That's right.
Yeah,
Exactly
we might get a copyright strike for even saying that.
That's true. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
redacted.
Mark, thanks for being on TNL. How does it feel just joining in for the first time?
Man, it feels good. This is the first time I've ever been on a game show.
Yeah,
I'm
in front of a live studio audience.
Studio audience.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, look at the laughter.
Yeah.
The laughter. It's
Oh,
so
man.
good.
Awesome.
Well,
We're going to go to our first segment, which is Book Spotlight. And Mark is going to share a book that has been really encouraging in his life that you should add to your theological library at home. So, Mark, would you go ahead and share?
So they asked me to share a book, as you just said, and so when I thought about like a book that has meant probably the most to me in my life was a lot of people go to Tim Keller. You know, everybody seems to love Tim Keller. we need to be praying for Tim Keller right now as he's battling cancer. But he wrote a book called Prodigal God, one of his many books. But at the time when I read that, I know it sounds like a weird title because we know about the prodigal son, and I don't think a lot of times we understand what the word prodigal means. But prodigal is to waste riches, to spend lavishly one's resources, and so that's what the prodigal did. He took the resources and he just wasted it. But so he calls God prodigal in that God wastes his love on us, right? Like we shouldn't be recipients of what God gives to us in Christ. But anyway, at the time when I read this, like I grew up, if you remember the story, you have two sons. You have the prodigal son, which is the son that sort of despised the father and went off and wasted his life and then came back and received grace. But then at the end of the story, the reason Jesus was telling the story is he was telling the Pharisees this story. And so you have the elder son who represents the Pharisees. And so I kind of grew up the elder son. I was always in church. I did everything by the book. And so at this point in my life, I had a major tragedy in our church. Our pastor tragically died in Texas. And I was really broken by that and kind of disappointed. And I acted like the elder son in that I got angry at God. And I thought, Lord, I've done all these things that you asked me to do. Why would this happen? And I think all of us have been there, but it was just a real crisis for me. And so I actually kind of acted like the prodigal son for about a year. I just kind of walked off and said, well, Lord, if this is how you're going to treat me, I'm not really interested in a relationship with you. And I know that sounds horrible to hear a minister say, but like that's how my heart was postured. You know, I literally ran away from God while I was in the ministry. For about a year, I didn't really want to pray. I didn't want to read the Word of God. I was just angry. And so the first book I read after that season was The Prodigal God. My friend heard what I was struggling with. And he said, you need to read this. And the book nailed me because I'm both the elder son and the prodigal, right? But then the book talks about the true son, which is Christ, who came to bring the wandering home to the Father. And so, man, it just totally changed my life. Man, I repented. And immediately found grace, just like the prodigal son did in the Lord. He's always ready to take us back, and he's always willing to forgive when we sin. And so it completely changed the way I relate to the Lord. And I believe that I believe truly that I was saved. I became a Christian when I was 16, but you know, you could almost argue that that was the start of my Christian journey, really. In a real deep way with the Lord. And so that book was life-changing for me, The Prodigal God by Tim Keller. I recommend it.
Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that. It's such a relatable story. I think we've all experienced the pride of the one son and the reckless selfishness of the other. So appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you for God's grace at that timing to read that book right during that season.
Golly, when I first started reading it, it's interesting. I was angry when I first started reading it because like it started just kind of speaking truth, and you know I just didn't really want to hear it. I was just very angry, and so anyway, God's good.
And that might be a book that some of our students need to read. And again, that's going to be also part of our PSM prizes. So not only you have the chance to win dinner for your whole family, but also you have a chance to have this book in your library, Prodigal God by Tim Keller. Okay, we are going to move on to our next segment, which is 6 Foot Challenge. All right, Mark, we're excited.
Mark, that sounds like a major third,
it's like a tritone.
a minor.
Yeah,
it's definitely something there.
It's a tritone.
Does it just hurt your ears?
No, it's okay. They call that Diablo in Musica, just so you'll know.
All right, so
it's true.
So today's 6 Foot Challenge is going to be super fun. Jared and Mark both enjoy the cinema, and so we are going to test their wits.
Oh gosh, I hope I don't lose to this guy.
So here's the
Depends
deal.
on what movies you go with.
I feel like I'm, don't worry.
We're gonna see where this goes. Probably go to about 5 points or so. Whoever gets to 5 points will win. We've got several different movies that I'll be describing or quoting from, and whoever grabs the toilet paper first and answers correctly will get the point. All right, here we
So
go.
it's sort of like Family Feud.
It's
almost.
yep, a little bit. So let's do a little practice round.
And you guess at home. You guess at home so you can get it faster than we can.
Yep. So let's
Kind of
Whoa.
yeah, that might be a little
a little back there a little bit.
You know. So we're gonna do a practice round. Okay, we're gonna start here with this first question. This is gonna be a quote. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my.
Wizard of Oz. Yeah.
All right, he's quick to the draw.
That's it.
Now I know he's quick to the draw. Okay.
What happens if I grab the toilet paper and I answer incorrectly? Do I immediately lose?
Then it's my.
just goes
turn.
negative.
Can I steal it?
Oh, okay.
You can steal.
Okay.
Yeah,
can
other
steal
person
points.
can steal.
Okay.
Little bonus question, fun fact, who said that quote in The Wizard of Oz?
Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. Well, all of them did. It
Was
was
it
like a
Dorothy?
group of them.
Dorothy
Was
is
he first?
the official answer.
Okay.
But I hear what you're
Yeah,
saying.
like they all started sort of saying it together.
Yep.
It was when the Cowardly Lion came on board. That's what it was, I think. It's been a few years.
Okay.
He's gonna go
All
watch
right.
that movie tonight.
Okay.
It's been a few years. I don't watch that one on repeat, you know.
I wish we had the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music so we could.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
I feel the pressure, man.
All right, here we
There's
go.
definitely pressure. Okay, all right. Next one here. This is going to be another quote. Be good.
I have no idea.
Oh.
Be good?
Be good.
I feel like this is some type of mentorship movie.
I'll give you a hint.
Yeah.
It is said in a very peculiar way.
Be good. Do you
Like,
be good? Do our producers know?
Be good.
E.T.
E.T.'s right. Gotta give you guys that one. That's my
hilarious.
That's my E.T. impression.
I did not
So
know
the
that.
movies that are
I'm down.
well known,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
gonna have some challenging quotes.
Oh.
Movies that are more difficult, you're gonna have some descriptions
Got
with
it.
them.
Okay.
All right, moving on here. Ooh, this is gonna be good. Okay. Hokey religions and ancient weapons are no match for a good blaster at your side, kid.
Star Wars.
Star Wars
A
it
New
is.
Hope. A New Hope.
I appreciate
Oh,
you.
and he gave it
yeah.
the right episode.
So we're at what, one to one?
Yeah,
One to one. All right. Next quote here. Hold on to your butts.
That would be Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park is correct.
Mr. Arnold.
Yes.
My
Mr. Ray Arnold.
goodness.
2 to
Samuel L.
1.
Jackson.
All right, we're going to take it back a little bit here. This is a description. After discovering a mysterious artifact buried beneath the lunar surface, mankind sets off on a quest to find its origins with help from an intelligent supercomputer.
Say that again.
After discovering a mysterious artifact buried beneath the lunar surface.
2001: A Space Odyssey.
That is correct.
Man, no.
Okay,
I know.
we're at 3 to 1. Let's extend this a little bit. Let's go to like.
Well, I mean, let's see.
As long as you want to go, I love
Actually, let's
it.
just play how many can mark.
Let's see how many. Yeah, how many.
Let's see what
Okay,
we're
we're moving on here. Okay. Ooh, yeah. All right, Jarek, I'm looking at you.
Okay, trying.
All right, I'm gonna forego the name of the main character in this description. I'm gonna use Mark Celoria's name. Mark Celoria, a 17-year-old high school student, is accidentally sent 30 years into the past.
Back to the Future.
Back to the future.
Oh. He didn't even
This is
get to
low-hanging
it yet.
fruit, man.
Like-
Yeah.
All right, let's bump it up a little bit. Okay, the presidencies of Kennedy and Johnson, the events of Vietnam, Watergate, and other historical events unfold through the perspective.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump is correct.
I feel like I just need a little bit more details. Before
Okay. Okay.
Are you I'm just curious if our students are guessing before Mark.
I
Oh, I'm
probably
sure they
Mark
are.
is just like,
Somebody out there's like.
Okay.
blowing away.
I'm going to be very impressed if you can get this quote. You want to talk to God? Let's go see him together. I've got nothing.
That is
Yeah.
Han Solo. Indiana Jones to Belloc in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That is
I
correct.
was thinking of Harrison Ford, but
Yeah.
it's a different character.
The rest of the quote was, I've got nothing better to
To
do.
do. Yes,
So if you're ever in a fight,
Like, I submit,
just say
I
that.
submit this.
And then Gimli comes to the rescue.
Yeah, Gimli comes to Okay. Let's keep going here. Let's keep going here. All right. This one is going to be easy. I'm just going to say that. So get your hands ready.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Did you know that, Jerry?
No.
You didn't know that?
No,
Oh, okay.
I did not.
You know the bell rings thing? Okay. All right. You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Ah.
Jaws.
Oh. Here we go. A woman leaves an Austrian convent to become a governess to the children.
Sound of Music. The Sound of Music. Sorry.
That's right.
I'll just say
Okay.
it.
I think you're getting bored now.
Here's another quote. You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, until you climb inside of his skin and walk around in it.
That's a quote?
That's a quote.
Say this again.
You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, until you climb inside of his skin and walk around
I'm gonna
in it.
guess. I'm gonna guess, okay?
Go away.
Wait, can I say something?
Men in Black? I'm just glad guessing. Yeah, I was guessing.
All right, let me get
guys.
as many hints as I can.
Yeah, you got to give me a little more. I don't know that one.
You gotta
Sure,
do
the
something.
people are demanding a hint, so I
have to.
will
I feel like
submit.
I have to.
You more than likely would have read this in middle or high school as a book. So it's a book and a movie.
To Kill a Mockingbird?
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Right.
Bam.
Sounded vaguely familiar.
Yep.
All right.
Have you read that book?
I have.
Yeah.
Atticus
Jared?
Finch.
Spark Notes.
Spark Notes.
And I saw the movie.
Gotcha.
But I
Don't do
didn't
it.
watch that one over and over again because it's very sad.
Yep.
So that's why I don't remember the quote,
Yep.
I guess.
A little bit more of a serious one
Yeah.
compared to,
Yeah.
you know,
The rest
Yeah,
of
the
it.
rest.
yeah, yeah. We're gonna close it out here with a classic. Here's a quote, and if you can't get it, I'll share the description. We're all pretty bizarre. Some of us are just better at hiding it, that's all.
We're all pretty bizarre.
I like how you look at me.
It sounds like a coming of age movie.
Ooh, astute
Yeah,
observation.
yeah. Is it Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
It is not,
Okay.
it is not.
Say it one more time.
The Breakfast Club?
It is the Breakfast Club.
Just totally guessing.
I'll read the description. 5 high school students meet
Yes.
in Saturday detention and discover how they have a
Yes.
lot more in common than they thought.
You said that.
All right.
So,
Yes. Got that right.
that is that. I don't
Well,
think I've got any
Give
other.
it up for Mark Celoria.
Done. I think.
His movie trivia knowledge is.
It's pretty pathetic.
It's no, it's really.
no.
It's
It's just
impressive.
there's
I wish
certain
I
things
could've played.
can
That would've been fun.
memorize.
Yeah, maybe we should have switched to those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
This guy can hang, I think. Yeah,
I came up with them, so it's all
Yep.
it's all good. Nothing like hold on to your butts.
Yeah, that's a good one.
This is pretty bizarre.
I think that was the first major role for Samuel L. Jackson. I really do. I think
Was it really?
Yeah, I can't think of a movie
It could have
previous to
been,
that,
yeah.
and that's what made him.
What a fantastic
And
movie.
then he went on to do Snakes on a Plane. I mean,
Yeah,
you know, like,
he's had bad experiences with reptiles.
Yeah. Mace Windu. He's been in everything.
Yep. So.
All right, we're moving
Fun,
to our
fun.
next segment. Quarantine questions.
All right, this one is going to be super fun if I
Go
do say
ahead
so
and
myself.
grab these right here.
So we are going to be using these
Grab
props here. So these will be yours. We
Okay.
have sterilized them because you will be putting your lips on them.
Oh,
We will be answering rapid fire questions with a deep breath of helium.
oh
So-
no. This is dangerous, guys.
It's going to be fun.
What if I can't sing Sunday?
You'll be okay.
All right, okay.
You'll be okay. So we've got a pair of scissors over there for you to snip a little hole at the bottom.
All right.
So the way this is going to work, if you haven't seen rapid fire questions before, is I will turn to you and I will ask you a series of questions, and it'll be your job to respond to as many as you can within the allotted time.
Okay.
And Sam's gonna do this as well because I want to hear his voice with Healy.
I will.
Oh, so
I
you
will.
need your own balloon?
I will in a second.
We'll
It's
get
okay.
it, we'll get it.
We'll,
I'll keep
we'll
it
start
one.
this
Some
out.
girls
just
at
get
home.
one.
I'll keep the princess balloon.
It's a girl.
All right, let me get the questions up here.
All right, you want to go first?
Sure.
All right, you go first.
Jared, while I get these questions up, why don't you share a fun,
I'm gonna
fun
cut
story?
right here. I just don't want it to blow
I'll share
up.
some jokes.
Wait a little bit.
Yeah, wait 1 second.
I'll share some jokes. Mark, do you have any good?
Any good jokes? Not really. This guy has good jokes. Sam
I mean-
has one.
Why should you
So-
not use a dull pencil?
Don't know.
It's pointless.
Okay, I like that. You know, so it's interesting. Like,
Dad joke.
like somehow I
I'm not
cannot
dad.
remember jokes. I don't. I can remember movie lines, but I can't remember jokes. It's funny. I couldn't tell you a joke right now.
I feel like I'm better at TV show quotes.
Yeah, me too.
That kind of stuff, you know.
Say silk 5 times fast.
Silk 5 times fast.
Silk. The actual word say
Oh,
silk 5
silk,
times.
silk, 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 silk.
What do cows drink?
Milk, 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 milk. Yeah.
They drink water.
Well, no, little calves drink milk.
Well, I said cows.
Got him.
All right, well, one
You
more
got
while you're doing that. Say coast 5 times fast.
Say what?
Coast.
Coast.
What do you put in a toaster?
Bread.
Nice.
Nice.
Said toast at home, didn't you? I know you were gonna say that.
Those are 6th grade. I gotcha.
I gotcha.
I gotcha. You're a silly Dumbo. Okay. All right. I'm gonna put some time on the clock. Let's see. Go ahead. Who wants to go first? Mark or Jared?
I guess I'll do it.
Okay. Get yourself a deep breath, and then I will.
I just want to hear his voice.
Oh yeah. Take a good old breath.
This might be something we implement on Sunday morning.
All right. Starting the clock now. What historical figure would you want to smell?
Abraham Lincoln. That didn't do anything.
Oh, okay.
It might not be rapid fire.
I'm restarting the clock. Okay, here we go. And what's the one question no one has ever asked you?
That no one has ever asked me?
Yeah.
Why do you talk that way?
Person who gets you to laugh the most.
Chris Farley.
Would you rather be an excellent dancer or a singer?
A singer, for sure.
One thing you still have from your childhood.
Hair.
Would you rather control animals or electronics with your mind?
Electronics.
Oh, there we go. Favorite food.
Pizza.
Most memorable career moment so far.
Working at Providence.
One accomplishment you're most proud of.
Working at Providence.
All right, would you rather? Ooh, that is the end of our clock. I appreciate you.
At first, I was like, the helium has no effect on Mark at all.
That was great.
Like I have iron lungs here.
Wait, can you take a little bit more and like sing like a
Sure.
one of your favorite songs?
Sure.
A chorus. Like a.
May his favor be upon you in 1,000 generations, and your family, and your children.
That's weird.
That's fun.
There's actually another element that makes your voice go.
Drop. I was just gonna
What
say,
is-
yeah,
what is
yeah.
that? What is that?
I don't know.
Puberty?
No, we should get some of that next time.
All right.
Well,
Here you go.
appreciate it.
That doesn't last long, man.
Now,
That was
I think
kinda
you have to
weird.
be really quick.
Here you go.
Yeah. You know, there was a helium shortage recently.
Oh well.
Yeah.
That's probably why, right there.
Yeah.
Maybe they're watering down the balloons. Okay, we're starting. Jarek says we are starting. All right, Jarek, ready? Take a deep breath. What is your favorite city?
Raleigh.
Best gift you've ever received?
Truck.
Last gift you gave?
Flowers.
Favorite movie?
Cars.
Would you rather aliens be robotic or organic?
Organic.
One thing you have to do that have to have in your fridge at all times.
Milk.
What historical figure would you want to smell?
Thomas Jefferson.
What's the one question no one has ever? Ooh, that is it.
That's funny that Abraham Lincoln.
Believe it or not, I think you guys actually tied.
That's good.
So
What
that
did
was
we
fun.
tie on exactly?
Switch.
Just how quickly we answered?
Yeah,
that?
how many questions you could get through?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, there's an added element of the whole, inhale and stuff.
I think you should do your 1 minute message.
Yeah, well, let's do one to you. Let's do one to him.
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
one.
I don't want to do my 1 minute message
No,
like
no,
Do
this.
you have an extra set of questions for us?
I don't. You guys can just pick through those. Here, let me get those scissors.
Need your face.
Oh yeah, there we go. Where's my password?
What's this?
I need his face.
It can recognize your face now?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, I had to get a new phone recently.
Like, what is this? The future?
Mark has.
I'm amazed.
All right, I think you just take a big, you just keep going, and then I'll go off the questions.
Take a big wig. Use the term. Yeah, this is gonna be epic.
Okay, would you rather lose ability to read or speak?
To read.
If you could do a duet with an artist, who would it be?
Kanye West.
What is your karaoke go-to song?
Every Time You're Touched by Cascade.
What historical figure would you want to smell?
George Washington.
Person who gets you to laugh the most.
Either Hannah, my wife, or Dustin.
Favorite food?
Tacos.
Would you control animals or electronics with your mind?
Animals.
Yeah, you,
Do 2 more. One thing you still have from your childhood.
T-shirt my youth group made for me.
Excellent dancer or singer?
Singer.
All right, give it up. All right, pass that back. That's pretty good, man. Mark, I like the blessing. That was,
yeah. I was thinking of you actually, because you were recently, on our platform singing that so well. Sounded good, buddy.
Lord bless you.
Yeah, that sounds better than mine. You have a
I
better given voice.
feel pretty lightheaded.
Yeah, yeah.
There
I
are
think you
spots.
should stop. I think you should stop.
Whoa.
Yeah. And we're done.
This feels dangerous.
We're done.
I had a concern.
Alright, we are going
Oh,
to
I
move
feel
on
funny.
to our next segment, which is our 1 minute message.
1 minute message. Let me take some deep breaths. Woo. This one's
I'm okay. I've had a while to sort of.
this one's gonna go down in the book.
Yeah.
Moving on here. Let's get serious.
Let's get serious.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Got a picture here of some. You know what this is?
So this is National Treasure.
Yeah, it's
Aztec, right?
ooh,
Aztec.
Mark Celoria again. You know what movie this is from?
Indiana Jones and the Temple of Skulls.
That looks like it's.
It looks like
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean would be the official survey
that's what it looks
says
like.
answer. Anyway, so in this movie, Jack Sparrow and the gang are in trouble because Jack has stolen some of this buried treasure because he wanted it. Obviously, who doesn't want some treasure? And so the whole story is around him trying to get this curse off of him while other people are trying to get the treasure for themselves. None of us have to really be surprised at why people would want treasure. All of us treasure something, and we all respond to treasure in the same way. We use everything that we have and every emotion that we have to get the treasure that we desire. And when we don't have it, we're upset. And this week we talked about how we should treasure the discipleship of others. And we looked at 1 Thessalonians 2, and we saw how Paul was one that treasured the discipleship of the Thessalonians. But ultimately, if you guys remember, we realized that it is Jesus who is the one that truly treasures the discipleship of his church, which is us. And so our passage this week is an example of what it looks like to treasure discipleship, both in the life of Paul, in the life of Christ, but as an example for us to follow in their footsteps of treasuring the discipleship of others. So that is your 1 minute message.
Nice.
And you guys are going to have the chance right after this. You're going to go into your Zoom group studying together as your grade or even all of high school being together. And I want to give some announcements. So a few more announcements before we leave. All of our cookouts, we're saddened by this, but we've had to cancel our cookouts in July. We're going to try to reschedule and move those back sometime when we can get together again. But we're going to have our Kickstart Monday still happening. So 10th grade, we're going to see you at the Aver Farm this Monday. And then look on the summer update for whenever your grade will meet for Kickstart. We're going to be at the Art Museum. And then lastly, we want you guys to have a happy 4th of July. And thanks for tuning in to TNL. Signing off. See you guys.
Princess Wave.
We should have sung the national anthem with you.